Atheists slam dunk on people who believe in the Bible. Or did they? Let's talk about it. I am Marco Arroyo. Welcome back to In Between Sundays. I'm glad you're here today. Before we get into the video, if you would like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Did the atheists slam dunk on the theists, the people who believe in the Bible? Or is this like one of those self-owned things? Was it just a messed up attack that they don't really know what they're talking about? What do you think about this? This is a very, very interesting one. Also, if you would consider supporting the Patreon, I really would appreciate your support there. Best way to support the channel, everything that I'm doing. I love all of you who are supporting, even just by watching, but especially those who are supporting on Patreon. I'm extremely, extremely grateful. So when you see this image, it might seem like nothing. It might seem like, again, it doesn't make any sense, right? You don't really know what you're looking at. When you see that image right there, you might just go, okay, what is this? Some kind of rainbow, whatever it is. This is actually a pretty amazing thing. It is this chart that someone by the name of, Chris Harrison. It's a chart by someone by the name of Chris Harrison, what he made. And it's essentially all of the connections, all of the cross-references in the Bible. So like this is Genesis over here, this is Revelation over here. Every time there is a cross-reference, there is a string or a line, a color that is attached to that. And look at all these cross-references. This is how the Bible lines up with itself, which is amazing for many reasons. And look at the title of this tweet that I saw. Atheists really look at this and be like, beginner's luck, right? The atheists see this and they go, okay, well, they just got lucky that the Bible is so in harmony with itself. And what's fascinating about that is atheists do think that way. They go, yeah, the parts of the Bible, the fact that it's so in unison, you guys just got lucky. But there are also atheists who say, no, the Bible is so disjointed in so many different ways. And no, that's not how it is at all. It's not this rainbow. It's not this amazing collection of all these different cross-references that line with one another perfectly. No contradictions. They go, no, the Bible is full of contradiction. Here's what atheists did. They said, they made this, there's this website called lyingforjesus.org, lyingforjesus.org. And on lyingforjesus.org, they made their own version of this. So they really didn't like that someone made the Bible connections across references chart. They made their own chart, but this time with all of the Bible contradictions. So now you're going to see, apparently, why the Bible is so wrong. They go, oh, you can connect all those passages. We can prove all of these other passages, or all of the same passages are contradictory with other passages. So here's what I'm going to do today. All I'm going to do is just choose a random one. We'll read the verses and we'll discuss the merits of it, okay? Let's do this. Look, I'm going to close my eyes. The one my mouse ends up on is the one we'll do. Boom. All right, I don't know. I'm going to click it. How many sons does God have? Okay, John 3:18. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth is not condemned, or is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. In this was manifested the love of God toward us, because that God sent his only begotten Son into the world, and that we might live through him. Okay. Solomon was God's son. 2 Samuel 7:13-14. He, Solomon, shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commits iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men and with sons of men. Next passage, Luke 3:38, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God. Okay. Genesis 6, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and that they took them wives of all which they chose. Okay. Go on. Job 1:6. And now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came among them. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. Job 2:1. Okay. Job 38. Whereupon are the foundations thereof fastened, or who laid the cornerstone thereof? When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy. Matthew 5:9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. But as many as received him, John 1:12, to them he gave power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name. Philippians 2:15, that you may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God. And what in the world? What translation is that? Do they have it here? NIV, Philippians 2:15, so that you may become blameless and pure, children of God. without fault in a warped and crooked generation. So they didn't even quote it correctly. It did not even quote it correctly. The sons of God. And then you go to it and it has NIV and that's not even what it says. Because I have that verse memorized in New King James, that you may become blameless and harmless, children of God without fault in the midst of a crooked and perverse generation among whom you shine as lights in the world. 1 John 3:2. Beloved, now we are the sons of God. Okay, so they're paraphrasing these clearly. Romans 8:14, as many are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. Okay, so with all of that in mind, the reason why I'm laughing is because that's the most ridiculous. That is such a ridiculous claim at a Bible contradiction. How many sons does God have? So you have a passage that says that Jesus is his only begotten son. And then you have other passages that mention the sons of God, children of God, right? So some passages say that God has one son. Other passages say that God has many sons. Aha, you see, the Bible is not in harmony. It's all disjointed. It doesn't align with itself. See, you guys are believing this book that was just written by men. I want to introduce to my atheist friends that are going to see this, and I want to introduce this kindly, but also in the spirit of, we're debating this, aren't we? We're disagreeing on this, aren't we? So I want to introduce the idea that maybe there is room for nuance in the Bible. Just like there is nuance in what we say in the English language or in any other language, just like some statements, right, are not always blanket one definition only. I want to suggest that in the book that is the Bible, that also is the case. It is such a terrible thing to do here, to go, how many sons does God have? One passage just says Jesus is the only son of God. Another passage says that God has many sons and things like that. So therefore the Bible's not true. It's almost like, again, Jesus is the only begotten son of God, that he is God in the flesh, and that is a way different thing than me being a son of God as God being the Father over all. So again, what the Bible teaches, one God, three persons, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Jesus is the only Son of God. That is his role, that is his place in deity in the Godhead. Right? Okay, correct. Yes. And he is the only Son of God in the sense that he is also God in the flesh when he comes to the earth. But at the exact same time, I can become a son of God because I am a child of his. He is still the Father. And the idea that there is some kind of a contradiction here is ridiculous. Jesus and me are not the same. Not even remotely the same. I am not like the Son of God in the sense that Jesus is the Son of God. I am a son of God, but Jesus is the Son of God. How is that even difficult to understand? If you were to read more of the Bible, you would see that this distinction is very, very clear. You know, there are different words used, weos and teknon, between Jesus and us, for example. There are different words that mean son, and I imagine that they probably didn't take any time to look at that themselves. But not only that, Jesus has called a son just like I am called a son, but in a different way. Again, the English word might be son, but it means something completely different. If I am the oldest of my siblings, I would be a firstborn. You know, Jesus is also called a firstborn, but that means a very different thing biblically when you read the rest of what the Bible has to say about this. I am a firstborn in the sense that I'm the first to derive life from my parents. Jesus is the firstborn in the terms of the authority, power, and rank, the preeminence of the firstborn. If you read Colossians 1:15, that's exactly what that word means. Prototokos in the Greek. Jesus is the firstborn in that sense. 1:15 and on. Jesus is called the firstborn in many other passages, or in a couple other passages. And when you read passages in the Old Testament like Jeremiah 31:9, Psalm 89:27, Jesus is the firstborn in the sense of the rank. Because in those passages, the firstborn is not the literal first to be born. It's someone who is going to possess the rank, the authority of the firstborn. So there is so much more to be said about this. But atheists, the guys who made this, absolutely lazy in so many different ways. It's so crazy for me. Again, and you saw I didn't cut anywhere. And if there was like a little awkward pause or something, I'm not going to cut. Just so you can see, I randomly selected one and just read the verses and saw that these atheists have no idea what they're talking about. Or at the very least, they're reading the Bible in the most dishonest, disingenuous, and uncharitable way possible. say, oh, look at that, clear contradiction. Stop thinking, close the book, it's all done, we've got it, we're good to go. How insanely ridiculous, man. How insanely ridiculous. I think I'm going to make a series out of this. I think I'm going to go to that list and just choose a random one here and there and just see the contradiction that they found. I want to suggest to you also that you look up a good website called Apologetics Press. They have alleged discrepancies, contradictions in the Bible, and they answer them. And basically, most of the ones that I've seen are on there. The real substantive ones, not the nonsense like the one we just saw here. And again, I mean nonsense respectfully. That is nonsense. It's just absolutely, we have to call it out for that, as serious as that is. It's nonsense. But I'm glad you've been here today. Let me know what you think. Am I crazy? Is that a huge contradiction? Is the Bible so wrong because of that? Let me know what you think. I'm really open to the dialogue. I want to talk about this. God bless you. I'll see you soon. Again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and consider supporting the Patreon. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.